Hello, this 5-minute video by me, host Eric, of Talking with Famous People is about public speaking tips. I am qualified to talk about this. I am a professional debate coach with a long track record of success, and I was a policy debater in high school. Additionally, I make a bunch of YouTube videos. That makes me an expert on everything. If you are going to speak publicly, then you are going to speak probably in one of several different ways. Either a prepared speech that is expected to be either memorized or delivered from notes, or you may be called upon to talk about some subject in an impromptu fashion. And in this particular episode of Eric's 5-minute videos, then we will be talking about the latter, namely an impromptu speaking engagement of sorts. It requires you to think on your feet and produce an intelligent and fluid sounding presentation that's comprised primarily of spoken words. Alright, I use that first minute right there to set up what I'm going to do. And in any impromptu speech, whether it is at work or if you are called upon to voice an opinion about something in a group setting, in a casual conversation, if you have the floor. Now, obviously, if you're chatting back and forth with somebody, often this doesn't ever happen, and you have no reason to consider what you're doing to be a speech opportunity. However, if you are in a group setting and you're called upon to express ideas or have a desire to express ideas, then you may in fact find that this sort of speaking is a required skill at that moment. So what I just did, I set it up in the beginning what I'm going to talk about. In the second minute or so, I talked about why you need to know and the context in which you might use the information I'm about to tell you. That leaves me 3 more minutes on this 5 minutes to explain what I want to explain. Alright, when you're talking about impromptu speaking, first think about an organizational structure. It should be very simple because you are not going to want to try to keep track of some massive outline in your head. You probably won't be able to keep track of some massive outline in your head. So as a consequence, you want to simply divide it into a couple of sections like I just did. So you want to start with an intro of what you're doing. You want to start with a second intro of why you're doing it, contextualize it, make it relevant to the audience, and then lastly, you want to explain some of the techniques. So the first technique I explained there was how to organize. I said, let's do what you're going to talk about, why it's relevant to your audience, and then explain how. Okay, so I recapped right there for the purpose of reminding the audience of the organizational structure. This is going to help your audience substantially in taking in and internalizing whatever information it is you're trying to convey to them. Because by recapping the structure, it helps to contextualize it within your larger point. In this case, your larger point is that public speaking can be important and that here are some ways you can do a better job of it. It's an expository speech I'm giving right now, not a persuasive one. So I'm not trying to talk you into anything. I'm just trying to give you what I hope will be useful information that you can utilize and to contextualize that information such that you can better understand when you might be able to utilize it and why it's of value. Okay, so with a minute and a half left now, I've covered a couple of different things. I've covered the road mapping stuff, and then I also discussed right now one of the techniques being the organizational structure. In terms of the actual delivery techniques, I'm going to use my last 15 seconds talking about this. The delivery techniques, I would stress first and foremost some simple tips. Number 1, it is better to pause than to fill your language with ums and ahs and likes and whatevers and other filler words that mean nothing. It is okay to pause and gather your thoughts for a moment if you have the floor. The reason we have those filler words is because we use them to tell others, don't interject, I'm not done talking. If you have the floor and you don't need to worry about that so much, then it's definitely okay and even desirable to take some pauses and to let stuff sink in and to take times to gather your thoughts rather than just to repeat yourself or fill it up with meaningless sounds. Over time to meaningless sounds. Okay, and the second delivery tip I'm going to give is that you need to speak as fluidly as possible with as little repetition as possible. So you don't want to develop bad verbal habits in your everyday speaking if you want to accomplish what I'm talking about right now. A lot of people will begin and then kind of repeat and we'll do something like this, and others have very concrete, this is kind of iffy, but it shows you it's hard.